Hi, welcome to my channel, The Divine Storm 369 Tarot and Oracle, and welcome to my Pick a Card reading. And this reading is all about what you should stop allowing other people to do to you. Okay, so this is a reading that is very closely correlated with boundaries and the boundaries that you should put up in your relationships with other people. So again, this reading is all about what you should stop allowing others to do to you. So we have three options here for you to choose from. We have option number 1, number 22, set your course. We have option number 2, which is a number 20, keep your temper. We have option number 3. Oops, sorry about that. Option number 3 with number 7, investigate. Okay, so those are your three options. I am going to give you just a few moments to get to know these cards and to meditate on these cards to see which one really calls to you, and there will be timestamps down below the video in the description box, and also there will be timestamps in the comments as well. So go ahead and make your selection, and then I'll see you at the timestamps. Hi, group number 1. Welcome to your reading all about what you should stop allowing others to do to you. Okay, so you have chosen number 22, set your course. Know where you wish to go, have a plan, and the right direction. Okay, so right away I'm feeling that you are someone who has allowed other people to make you question yourself, question where you're going, question your direction in life, make you feel like what you want is maybe not the right thing or not what's right for you, is what I'm seeing here. So I feel like a lot of times people have a tendency to give you advice when it's not really warranted and when it's not necessary. I think that others like to tell you who you are and what direction you're supposed to go. I think they like to tell you what you're supposed to be doing. They like to tell you what is right for you and what's wrong for you, when the truth is that you're the only one who can decide those things. You're the only one who knows what's right and wrong for you. You're the only one who knows if you're on the right or the wrong path, because you feel that in your heart and your intuition, and you know your personal goals and what you want out of life. And I think the fact that you allow these people to tell you where you're going, what you should do, what you should want, what's right and what's wrong, makes you feel unsure of yourself. And I think that it leaves you asking yourself which way to go, what direction to head in, okay? I think this also includes questioning what your soul purpose is, or asking for advice from others on what you ought to do, which way to take in life, what decisions to make, and what you need to do next. So I think that you've gotten into this vicious cycle of feeling so unsure about the direction that you're taking, that you're constantly looking for advice, feedback, criticisms. Just you're constantly looking for direction because the people around you have you feeling very unsure of yourself. And I feel like these are the type of people who, when you do make a mistake, or maybe you slip up or don't accomplish a goal that you had, something along those lines, the people around you might say, "See, I told you so. You should have listened to me. You did this the wrong way. I told you the right way." It's that type of thing. And so that doesn't really help you. It doesn't really help anyone, that condescending type of behavior. At the end of the day, it just leaves you feeling more lost, because what's right for them is what's right for them. And what's right for you is what's right for you. And what's right for you isn't what's right for them. And what's right for them isn't what's right for you, because everyone has their own unique path and their own unique experience that they're meant to go through, and you are your own unique person. And so no one but you really knows what's best for you or not. So Spirit is asking you where it is that you wish to go, okay? Not where someone else wants you to go, but where you in your heart wishes to go. So now you must spend some time focusing your thoughts towards knowing where it is you want to get to, knowing where your desired destination is. I think that the people around you have a tendency to run you in circles, just run you around and around, to try to accomplish all of these goals that they feel like is right for you. But at the end of the day, even if you were to accomplish every single one of those goals that they wanted for you, at the end of the day, is it going to leave you feeling satisfied, feeling happy with yourself, with your life, feeling like you are pursuing something that is meant for you, that is your purpose? That is the question that you should be asking yourself. Not, I wonder what these people think I should be doing. So until you know that, until you know where you want to go, Spirit is saying, don't allow anyone to offer any advice to you, because it's only going to confuse you further. It's only going to send you round in circles, or send you on a wild goose hunt or a wild goose chase that at the end of the day is going to leave you feeling unsatisfied with yourself at heart. And this also applies to the advice you give yourself. You critique yourself a lot. You give yourself a lot of advice. And I think that sometimes some of this advice is other people's voices or things that they have said to you in your thoughts, in your mind, speaking to you. So this is getting to know your own thoughts by knowing who you are and where you wish to go, just you, no one else, and asking yourself what feels right to you. It isn't right for you to be at the mercy of other people's advice or opinions. That is cruel. And Spirit is asking you to stop being cruel and harsh on yourself by doing this. Ask yourself what you want to create, what you want to do, what you want to achieve, and who you want to be. You can then seek the very best advice and head in the best direction for you. But first you have to know where you're going. Okay? So think about it this way. You know, in order to stop and ask for directions, let's say me and you are in a car and we're on a road trip, but we get lost, right? And then we realize while we're lost that we never had a destination, that we have no idea where we are or where we're going. So if there is no destination, how is asking for directions going to help? It's only going to confuse us further. So on that road trip, we're going to sit down with the map and we are going to decide where on that map we want to go. Where do we want to be? And then we can accept advice from ourselves and from others. Then we can accept those directions. But until that happens, until we figure out our destination, at least for the time being, there's no point in getting those directions. There's no point in getting that advice, as it would only confuse us further. Okay? So know where you wish to go in life. It's time to start setting goals for yourself. Okay? Write a wish list of accomplishments that you wish to achieve. It's time to realize that to bring your dreams into reality, you need to know what it is you want to do, what you want to be or create, and not what someone else wants for you, what you want to do. Okay? Because I feel like with all of these people, all of this advice, all this criticism, it just feels like you're unable to set a course for yourself. And it feels like you're just drifting out in the middle of the ocean, searching for direction, not knowing where the destination is. You know, when you're out in the middle of the ocean, you can't tell which way is north, which way is south, east, west. You can't tell the way you came because everything looks exactly the same. And the same goes for out in the forest. When you're out in the forest, in the middle of the forest, when you're out in the middle of the ocean, you cannot find your way back without a compass. But a compass will not help you unless you have your destination. Okay? Otherwise, you're unable to set the course and you're just drifting. I think that you like to think or say that you're just going with the flow, but you're actually allowing others to send you this way and that way. And, you know, it's not it's not helping you know where you want to go, okay? For your heart, for your soul. So I think that you've been asking guidance without knowing exactly where it is you wish to go. All right. I think that also there's like this refusal to plan or to prepare, and then feeling confused as to why you seem to be stuck or thrown this way and that, because it's like you're just going with the flow, you're just going off of advice only. And there is that need to make a plan, a real plan for yourself. And any advice that conflicts with that plan, with the steps that you want to take to accomplish your goals, is not right for you. Okay, that is advice that you should not take. Okay, so let's see if we can get some more cards about what else you should stop allowing others to do to you. All right. Okay, so let's pull another card here for group number 1. What other behaviors, what else should group number 1 stop allowing others to do to them? Okay, you have number 24. This is Tam Lin. Okay, and it's the card says battle here. Let me show you the card. So she looks like she's in battle. She looks like, and I can see dark and then light, but the dark and the light both looks very harsh. Okay, so I feel like there's some very harsh realities for you. I feel like, yeah, you're in constant battle with those around you. You know what it is? I think that you're afraid the people around you, like if you don't follow their advice, if you don't do what they think is right, it's like you're afraid of being discarded by them. You're afraid of disappointing them. I think you're also, if there's a part of you that's very afraid of conflict with these people. There's something about these people that really make you feel that make you question your confidence to speak up for yourself, to be yourself. So it feels like a constant struggle with the people around you, and also a struggle just to be yourself. I feel like anytime you bring up like an idea or a goal or a topic or a conversation or a situation that you want to pursue, it turns into a conflict. It turns into a battle, or they put you down in some way for wanting to pursue something that they actually don't want for you, but you want. And that's really all that matters. I also feel like the people around you have a tendency to be disloyal to you in some sort of way. So, what Spirit is telling me is that if they can't love you while you're following your path, while you're doing what you want to do, while you're living your life the way that you want to live it, if they cannot love you in those moments, then they're not loyal to you. Okay, so someone can disagree with your path in life and what you're doing and your actions, but still be loyal to you. In some way, these people are not loyal to you when you are not doing exactly what they say or following their exact advice that a lot of times I think is uncalled for. But I think sometimes you ask for their advice too much because you don't want them to get angry with you, or you don't want them to get upset with you for doing the quote unquote wrong thing, or the thing that they don't want you to do. Okay. So, yeah, Spirit is asking you to honor yourself, honor your path, honor what you want, honor your goals. Okay, that is what your life is about. All right. I also feel like this, for a lot of you, there's like a very domineering female in your life that tries to, she's very domineering, almost like a bullying type of energy, but I don't think it's bullying. I think it's just quite like invasive. And I feel that they're a little bit obtrusive of you and your own personality, and I feel like it's like they try to dominate you in some way and make all the choices for you. And I feel like this person sometimes make you feel weak, and I think that you might be afraid of a confrontation with this person, or you don't like confrontation with this person. And so I feel like a lot of decisions that you actually make are to avoid confrontation instead of just making decisions because that's what you want to do. Okay. So let's clarify, set your course. Yeah, we have blame here. So yeah, this is, I feel you blame yourself when people around you get upset. When you follow your own path, your own goals, make your own choices without asking their advice or permission or validation, they have a tendency to get upset. And I think they might blame you, or you blame yourself. Okay, but Spirit is saying, do not give these people this much power over you. Okay, there is no blame to be placed on you. The only blame that should be placed is on them, okay, for trying to make decisions in someone else's life. And that's not fair to you, all right? So being loyal means being supportive as well. So let's take a look at Tamlin. All right, so worried that you will be absolutely alone. Like I said, it's like you're worried of confrontation. You're worried of being alone, okay? And I think you worry that you're not likable enough or you're not lovable enough. And you have a tendency to really, I think, follow people's advice or follow what they want from you. And I think that, in some way, this makes you believe that you're more likable or more lovable in some way to them. But disloyal people are going to be disloyal regardless of what you do. And they will never truly be satisfied, is what Spirit is telling me. So please know that you were made to be likable and you were made to be lovable. And these people right now really have too much power over you. So Spirit is asking you to call back your power, to cut those cords. And you can do that by beginning to make those plans for yourself and those decisions for yourself without their advice, without their validation. And again, the advice is to find out where you wish to go, your destination, before you take that advice, those directions, right? So let's see if there's any more messages here for what you should stop allowing others to do to you. Okay, we have, is this me? Exactly. This is like clarifying all the other energy. Okay, so I feel like people around you are not allowing you to be you. They also are not respecting you for you. Okay, it's like you don't get the respect from these people unless you do what they want you to do, and that's not fair. Okay, it's not fair that you're not allowed to be yourself. It's not fair that you feel like you have to fight and battle to be yourself. It's not fair that you feel like you have to fight and battle to set a course and make a decision for yourself. I think that if you've been questioning who you are, If you've been having any sort of identity crisis, okay, it's connected to this. And making your decisions and planning and really sitting with yourself, quieting your thoughts and figuring out what would make you happy. Where do you want to be? Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? Is a remedy to this. So with this card, it feels like you have been taking everyone else's advice, living for others. And it's like you cannot recognize yourself looking in the mirror now. It's like you can't recognize who you are, what you want anymore, but you're still you. And again, I'm seeing a warrior. You are a spiritual warrior. I feel like for some of you, you may have like been in the army or something like that. Okay. I think you can't remember how you got here with these people as well. All right. It's like there's a part of you, it's like you don't recognize yourself, and the way you're feeling, this anxiety, this need for the people's around you approval and advice. So you're trying to see the road ahead. I feel that a new moon ritual will help you, okay, to doing a clarity ritual on the new moon to help you see your path, to light the path in front of you. So this card is not about an affirmation, because you don't need an affirmation. I feel like an affirmation is actually like the last thing that you need from somebody else, unless it comes directly from you. Okay, so this is a question instead of an affirmation. This is a question that says, is this me? Can I recognize myself? I think that you lost the road you had once. And the last time you really stopped to think about it, you cannot remember. So this is getting in touch with your true self again, your true spirit, your true self, and what you truly want. I think that you have a lot of lost dreams that you've been either too ashamed to pursue or put them on the back burner because you saw them as silly or not worthwhile because others told you that it was. This was bad advice for you. And that's why you're feeling a little bit lost. All right. So Spirit is saying, if you have an old dream, pile number 1, that you have been discouraged from following, that you have locked away in a tiny little case on the shelf with a key, it's time to unlock that case. It's time to revisit that dream. If that dream is still there, somewhere buried beneath, it's time to go after it. It's time to let it out of that box. And that is a big message that's coming out for you, pile number 3. So let's clarify this energy. Okay. So Spirit is asking you, why have you made such poor decisions for yourself? Okay. Why have you followed other people's advice but not your own? So I think that you know that this has been leaving you feeling unfulfilled and unsatisfied, but yet you continue to take this advice and you continue to make these decisions when you clearly know the consequences. And at the end of the day, it's just not you, group number 1. This is not you. And I think that you should stop letting people tell you who you are and what you want. That is what I'm seeing. I mean, in a nutshell, that is what it is. Okay? So let's pull a trigger card here. All right, so group number 1, we have cord cutting. It is time to cut cords to people and to situations that have been draining you, that does not feel like you. Okay, and when something is not really for us, when something does not feel like us and we don't truly want it, but we're pursuing it anyways, it's draining. Spirit is also saying if people cannot be happy for you, loyal to you, if they cannot be supportive of you and pursuing your own goals, your own dreams instead of theirs, which is actually pretty selfish if you think about it, that they expect you to do that, right? If they can't be happy for you and supportive of you for being your own person, then maybe it's time to consider cutting those cords, okay? Especially if at the end of the day, it's leaving you feeling completely drained, all right? Leaving you questioning who you are. So cord cutting rituals for you, pile number 1, could be very helpful, especially during the new moon, okay? And Spirit is saying not just situations, but you may need to cut cords to people in your life that have just been draining your energy and are not loyal or supportive enough to continue to be in your life because they want to make decisions for you, okay, instead of supporting your decisions, which is what a real relationship does. Okay. Oh, that is way too many. Pile number 1. All right, so we're just looking for one here. Look at that. We're talking about decisions. And what do you know, pile number 1? We got decisions here, okay? Use your voice, pile number 1. Value your desires, what you really want. You have every right to make a decision too. You have every right to make the decisions in your life. And as a matter of fact, the people around you do not. So we have decisions here, decisions everywhere. So you make decisions based on what they want because you're afraid they won't love you anymore. Because I feel like these are particularly kind of nasty people who, if someone, I'm not saying they're nasty, I'm sorry. I just feel like this energy is a little nasty, that if someone doesn't do what they want them to do, they will like talk about them, gossip about them, put them down, make them feel very badly about who they are in some type of way. So Spirit is reminding you, these type of people, if they're draining you, if they're treating you this way, if they cannot support you and who you really are and your decisions, it's time for you to make a decision to cut the cords, okay? Because you have a voice that deserves to be heard. You have desires and wants and needs that deserves to be addressed and followed. You have every single right to take your place and your destiny on this planet too. And you have every right to make your own decisions, okay? So that is the reading I have for you, group number 1. If it was helpful to you, if it resonated in any way, please let me know in the comments. Also, the best way you can help to support this channel is to share the video, especially on social media platforms. Like, subscribe, and I will talk to you later. Bye. Hi, group number 2. Welcome to your private reading. And this reading is all about what you shouldn't allow others to do to you anymore. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin. You chose the number 20. Keep your temper. Don't allow anger to rule you. Okay, so right away, I'm feeling that there's people around you who trigger you. And I think that they trigger you purposefully. I feel like they do it on purpose, okay? And I think that you don't like this. You are someone who does not like being angry, but these people like trigger you, and I feel like you see some of this behavior or some type of behavior they exhibit towards you as very strange and very unlike what you are used to in your everyday routine and everyday life. So I also feel like a lot of people around you, it's like, I feel like they annoy you so heavily. Like, I'm just going to say it. And I feel like they just stretch your patience so thin. And some of them, again, I feel like might be kind of doing it on purpose. And then I feel like others might not be able to help it. But, you know, a lot of their behavior I feel that you see is just strange and you don't get it. Okay. So you start running out of patience. And I think that when you run out of patience, you start to become a little bit angry. Okay. And I think that also because some of these people around you are so strange, it's very hard for you to predict what's going to happen next, what they're going to say, what they're going to do, that I feel like you're really taken off guard a lot of times by them. And it's just very triggering for you because it's like you can't even begin what to expect from these people because it just feels so unlike anything you've ever experienced before. So these could be coworkers, neighbors, friends. Okay, this could be anyone that you are kind of like forced to be around. I also feel like for you, one of the reasons why your patience becomes so thin is because they don't give you a straight answer. You can never get a straight answer. And, you know, they just run you around in circles. They might even like give you a very like cyclical answer. Or just avoid giving you an answer at all, or they might give you a very long, detailed story that's without even the answer that you asked the question to in the first place. And so I feel like it's very triggering for you, okay? Yeah, you're someone who's very upfront, you're very blunt, you're very forward, honest, open. If someone has a problem with you, I think you're the type of person to where you would rather them just say it, just get it out in the open. And I think that you're someone who doesn't like to beat around the bush. You like people to just be very open with you and you return the favor. But when someone cannot give you a straight answer and can never say what they mean, and it's like their behavior is very strange, the things they say are very strange, it's so triggering for you. This could also be someone who's extremely long-winded, who just doesn't make a lot of sense when they speak, and it's like you're forced to listen to them carry on and on and on until you run out of patience. It could also be someone like that. Okay. So, yeah, I feel that your tempers can begin to fray a little bit and you become a little bit irritable with this type of energy. I think that you become less patient than you normally would be when you're in a familiar situation or a comfortable situation. But the people here or the environment, there's something about them that makes you feel very uncomfortable. And this is regular. Okay, so it's a regular basis that you feel uncomfortable. And when we feel uncomfortable, we begin to get very irritated and we can get irritable very easily when we feel uncomfortable and just when we are in an unfamiliar environment or with unfamiliar people, unfamiliar behaviors, because it takes a lot of energy taking in this new and unfamiliar territory, behavior, people, environment. And we can become very tired with taking it all in, trying to figure it out internally in our mind and become irritable. Okay. So, Spirit is asking you to be wary of your temper taking over your good sense. Okay, it's very natural that you are feeling out of place, that you're feeling out of sorts. It's natural that you're feeling impatient. Trust me, I feel that. I feel like when you're with these people, it's like you feel so uncertain about yourself in this place, in this group. And I think that the situation is calling for patience. I don't know why, but I feel like for a lot of you, this is a work situation. So this is like a group of people or an environment that you work with. And I just want to say, reading aside, if you are dealing with a very toxic work environment, you might want to think about switching environments. I worked in a very toxic place, like in my past, and I ended up quitting a job, okay, because my supervisor actually grabbed me by my arm, all right, and he was like freaking out one day, just ranting, going on and on and on for like all day long until everybody who worked there just got up and walked out. And so I have a lot more patience than most people. But yeah, I was the last one to get up and walk out. And as I walked up to go out the door, he grabbed me by my arm and I was just in shock. I just looked down at his hand on my arm, on the top of my arm. And I looked back at him and I said, "Do not touch me." So I had to lay a boundary there. Okay. And yeah, I ended up going to HR that day. Okay, and I spoke to HR and I told them what happened, and he actually got fired for doing that. Okay, but I felt like the environment of that place was so toxic that, they even allowed someone to work like that there, and he wasn't the only one. There was a lot of people there who thought it was okay to like grab people, stuff like that. And so it wasn't okay. And so I walked away from that toxic work environment. And even though it was okay money, I mean, it wasn't enough money to put up with that, right? But I wasn't going to allow myself to be triggered every day walking in there, especially after what had happened and what I had went through. So I said to myself, you know what, it's too triggering to walk into this place. I feel like it's toxic. And it just wasn't easy to deal with. So I decided to walk away from it. Okay. And I ended up working somewhere else that I was very happy with after that. And so I just want to tell you, heart to heart, that if you feel you're in a toxic work environment, do not put up with that situation. Okay, there's like a million places out there that you could work. There is, so many things that you could do, and I feel like you're very ambitious, and that type of toxic work environment would really hold you back, I feel. Okay, so I just want to say that, just a heart to heart from me personally. But let's get back to the cards. Okay. So yeah, it's just natural that you're feeling out of sorts, of course, but it's very important to watch your temper right now. I do feel like there's people around you who are trying to provoke you. So it's very important that you don't allow yourself to be provoked. Do not allow other people to provoke you, to trigger you into having a temper. And I do feel like they're trying to do this. Okay, so there's something here. Maybe you've lost your temper before or lost your cool, or they're purposely trying to get you to do this, to lose your cool. So Spirit's saying, watch your temper, keep your temper. Don't ever allow somebody to provoke you into losing your temper, because for that moment, they control you in that moment emotionally. All right, so don't let anyone else or the anger that you feel from the situation have that type of power over you. You are stronger than your anger, and you are stronger than the situation. And I'm not saying that it's wrong or unnatural for you to feel angry in the situation. I think it's completely 100% natural. Okay? But it's important that, especially if you have to work with these people or if you have to seek their help on a routine or at work, it's best to not get angry if they do things a little bit differently or if you see them as strange. Okay, just acknowledge your irritation quietly to yourself. Do not deny your response. Do not let those triggers and that anger build up in you, but simply acknowledge your irritation to yourself. Take a break, take a breather, okay? And know it's important for you to continue to find ways to communicate with those around you, okay, in a healthier way. So growing angry with them would serve no purpose at all except to make you more lost and isolated. And losing our temper with others, if it's done more than once, it can cause others to not take us seriously. Okay, so that is what we don't want. So you're being pushed right now. You are running out of patience. You are feeling like the people around you are not cooperating with you. So you're probably saying, why should I cooperate with them? They're not cooperating with me. You have evasive people, bothersome circumstances around you. Okay, this is the need to keep your temper cool and in check. Remind yourself that you are going to go farther when you harness your power, when you don't lose your temper and use it at the right time, which is, by the way, not right now. Okay? So, don't unleash. Don't just say whatever you wish to say in a moment of anger. Don't lash out. Don't express your anger and frustration in a heated conversation. Just have a willingness to remain calm and know that aggression is not going to create a breakthrough in this particular situation. So I know that sometimes people can look at aggression or anger or a heated argument as leading up to a breakthrough, but Spirit is telling me in this particular situation, this will not lead to a breakthrough. It is going to irritate the situation. Okay? Spirit is also saying to think about the consequences before you say anything. All right? Is what I'm getting here as well. All right, so again, this is not about anything that you're doing wrong, but this is just simply not allowing others to control you, to trigger you. Some of them are trying to trigger you, so don't give them the satisfaction or the power, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get another card. What behaviors should group number 2 not allow others to do to them? And you know, if anybody is losing their temper with you, you should certainly not allow that, okay? Absolutely not. If someone is losing their temper with you and showing anger with you over and over, do not allow that, okay? You deserve more than that. We have oh my gosh, you got 20 and 23. What came of picking flowers? Okay, it says greed here. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, so with this card here, Spirit really wants to remind you that there's always a way, okay, and you will find one, and there's no need in putting up with anger directed towards you or allowing anyone to make you feel angry or disrupted in any type of way. All right. So Spirit's, again, asking you to stay calm with this card coming out here. This card is literally, the meaning in this card is staying calm, okay? And remembering the law of karma, remembering the threefold law that people who are doing this to you, they will receive karma if it's malicious, all right? I also feel like for some of you, this is family and this is friends doing this. And Spirit is saying if that is the case, it could be time to slip away into another environment and slip away from certain family and friends who are making you feel angry, or who are very angry at you and you just can't seem to get a resolve and you're losing your patience with them. Okay. Is what I'm seeing here. So, yeah, Spirit's saying, it might be time for a new environment. So, if this is work, this is a new work environment. If this is a living environment, this could be a new home or a place that you call home. If this is friends, this could be new friends. Okay. So, that's what the meaning of this card is. And let's go ahead and clarify it. All right, we have you don't have to lie to look good. All right, so with this card, I think, again, it reminds me of the law of karma with you don't have to lie to look good. But, I think people lie to you and it triggers you. I also feel like, sorry if you hear my cat in the background. I also feel that for a lot of you, you might be, it's like you get in a situation where you have a heated argument and you lose your temper and the other person loses their temper. But it's like the other person, whether this is a family member, a friend, a coworker, lie to make themselves look good while you end up looking like the person who lost their temper, right? The angry person because they're lying. All right. Oh, sorry about that. Let me go ahead and fix that here. So yeah, Spirit's saying, some people you just have to step away from, okay? Choose to step away into a new environment, all right? Sorry about that. Let me just fix our flowers here. Okay. So let's see what else we have. For group number 2. Yeah, and also if anybody is lying to you, gaslighting you to make themselves look better than what they are, you definitely should not allow that, okay? Especially because I feel like you're someone who really takes pride in being honest up front. You certainly should not allow less than that from others directed towards you. We have atonement, number 31, okay? So I think that there's people around you who trigger you. Some of them lose their temper with you a lot with little to no consequences from you with atonement here, okay, is what I'm seeing. I think that you also have been paying the price for others. For an example, this is something that I'm really picking up, okay? It's like you have been the martyr because people will say things to you that isn't right, that's equally just as angry and aggressive as you are back towards them. So it's like you're matching their energy. It's like they're starting something with you and you're matching their energy. And then it's like you lose your temper and then they lie so that they look better. And it's like you end up taking all the blame in the situation. And I feel like this is an energy that you've been struggling with, which makes you even more angry and it makes it even more harder to deal with the situation and the consequences of the situation. So yeah, I think that it feels impossible for you to try to get a clean slate. I feel like some of the people that you're dealing with, you've tried to make a truce, see eye to eye in the past, have a clean slate, and it's like they've used that in some way against you to harm you or make you look really bad in some way. Okay, so yeah, I feel like this is just watching your temper, watching your words, trying to pay more respect than the people around you actually deserve, right? Because I feel like they purposely trigger you. A lot of them purposely trigger you. So let's go ahead and get a clarifier here. Okay. Care and compassion comes internally and naturally. Okay, so Spirit is saying it's okay to be caring and compassionate towards yourself. Okay, and you don't have to need a reason to do that. And it's even okay to be caring and compassionate towards those who trigger you, towards those who have you feeling angry, right? And you don't have to justify that at all. It's human nature to feel that. But I think this is caring for yourself, starting to put yourself first by disconnecting from people that are triggering you, making you angry, making you look bad by lying about you. Oh, look at that. So yeah, we have release. It's time for you to do some releasing here. Okay. So old emotional wounds are keeping you in a karmic cycle with these people. Okay. Don't allow it anymore. Don't allow their anger. Don't allow yourself to be angry at them. It's time to start cutting those cords, disconnecting from this, not allowing the behavior at all in your life anymore, releasing that. Okay, so it's time to cry and let it go. Be caring and compassionate enough towards yourself and towards others to not continue this. Be the bigger person and you know, just end it. All right. So we have admittance. It's okay to apologize. Spirit wants you to know. It's okay to admit you were wrong. You do make mistakes too. Okay, so remembering that even through the midst of the anger, the backstabbing, the lies, it's okay to admit that you were wrong at times when you have allowed your anger to rule you, when you have allowed your anger to go off. So know that you make mistakes too. And this is like a mutual situation where you both have made mistakes that you both regret. And just know it's okay to apologize for those. But it doesn't mean you have to continue putting yourself in the situation, because the behavior that you should not allow anymore is people triggering you, lying about you to make themselves look better. Spirit is telling me, stop putting yourself in situations where you are angry, where you lose your temper, where people are able to lie about you and play the victim. Okay? So that's a reading that I have for you, pile number 2. I hope that it was somewhat helpful for you. If you'd like to help support the channel, the best way you can do that is to share the video, but you can also like, subscribe, leave me a comment down below. Let me know if it was accurate for you and if it was helpful, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hi, group number 3. This is your reading on what you should not allow others to do to you anymore. So you picked number 7, investigate, look closely, ask questions, think before acting. Okay, so right away, I feel like there's people that don't want to answer questions that you have. It's like they try to hide things from you. Okay, they don't want you to take a closer look, ask questions about anything in their life. They don't want you to think about situations before you make a decision. It's like they try to push you or pressure you into making quick decisions. And I think that that's something that makes you feel uncomfortable. I think that there's people or a person around you, which you will know who this is, who expect you to blindly follow them, okay? And I think they say, just go with the flow, just go with the flow, to get you to just blindly follow and to trust in them without answering your questions. It's like they just expect you to follow their orders, follow their lead. And if you ever have any questions in regards to this, it's like they get offended or they do not answer them. Okay. So I think that you are someone who likes to think things through for yourself. I think that you're adventurous, you're curious, but you're also sensible. I think you're cautious as well and inquiring. Okay, you like to ask questions. You're curious. You like to know things. And I think that there's something that you need to check carefully before going ahead. And I think you like to check things out carefully before you go ahead and make a decision or you go ahead and do things. And there's people that don't like this, don't want you to do this, okay? I think that for some of you, these people pretend or act like they're responsible for you, or they act like they are your guardian or a caretaker, or they act like they're a parent, a mother or a father. They might treat you very condescendingly when you ask them questions and reasons why, right? Like they might tell you or treat you like they know best or they know more than you, like a parent would treat a child. Okay, and that is not fair in a relationship. I think that some of these people also make you offers to where they are not clear about the details of these offers and they get very upset if you don't agree to them. And if that hasn't happened yet, I feel that happening sometime in the very near future. But yeah, this is simply like people ordering you around, barking orders at you, expecting you to blindly do what you're told, do what they tell you to do, without investigating, without deciding for yourself. Okay. So I think that you're someone who knows that an important decision requires you to ask questions, to be curious, to inquire, to inform yourself, and think it through thoroughly. I think that when you make an important decision, you are supposed to find out as much as you can and look at the fine print because important decisions you are not meant to rush through. They're important for a reason. But the people around you, they rush you and they push you ahead without checking, without answering your questions. They are reckless and even arrogantly thinking that they know best. They refuse to learn from any of their experiences or your experience. Okay, and I think they expect you to be overly trusting that this time it'll be okay. This time it'll be different, even though all the other times it wasn't. But yeah, these people just expect you to do what you're told without using your own wits, your own intelligence, your own thinking. Okay, so pile number 3, this is not good. This is not good at all. All right, let's see what else we got here. I think that these people might also shame you for asking questions about their past or about who they are or what they want from you or what they want you to do. Okay, so they're like, what? You don't trust me? You don't believe in me? You don't think I'm telling you the truth? That type of energy. So they try to shame you for just asking questions like you're supposed to do. Okay, let's get another card here for pile number 3, group number 3, about what they should stop allowing others. So yeah, Spirit's saying ask questions, investigate, look at things closely, think before you act on anything. Okay, that's really important. We got number 39, the Wood Maiden, trust. Okay, so this is about blindly trusting people. Spirit is saying, it's not a good idea to blindly trust without doing investigating, without asking any questions, okay, without knowing who and what exactly you are trusting. So group number 3, I can see that people expect you and ask you to trust them, okay, blindly. Okay. I also think with this card, I think that there's people around you who do not take any responsibility and want to put all the responsibility, all the blame for anything that ever goes wrong on you. I also think there's someone around you that could blame you when they're unhappy, when they're unsad, or expect that it's your job to make them feel happy, okay, when it's not. I also feel for some of you, this is a mother or a motherly energy, or this is, again, someone who treats you like their child. And I feel like they put a lot of responsibility on you while taking none for themselves. So this card really encourages you to trust yourself, trust your intuition, trust that feeling inside, that inquisitive nature that you have that tells you when to ask a question, when to look closer, when to investigate. That is your intuition, and it is a good thing. And Spirit is asking you to trust that little nagging feeling. This is a gift that you have, okay? I think that you also have a tendency to become cynical because of the people around you. Like they're putting you in that type of mood, right? So Spirit's saying don't allow people to affect your mood. Don't allow people to shut you down when you're asking them a question. Trust your intuition. Don't let people gaslight you, okay? Definitely don't ever trust someone else over your own intuition. It is a gift that's been given to you, and Spirit says trust that. It's a beautiful gift. It will never lead you astray. All right. So, yeah, I think that you should stop allowing people to make you second guess your own intuition. Okay, let's go ahead and get another card. All right, for group number 3, what else should group number 3 not allow others to do to them anymore? Okay. So we have revenge. And it's a number 23, which is a 5. So this is conflict. I think that there's conflict when you ask too many questions, or when you're inquisitive of what others want you to do, or the reasons why, the reasons behind it, is what I'm seeing. Let's go ahead and get our clarifier for this card. I forgot to pull a little clarifier here. Labeling, okay. So yeah, I think you are labeled with negative traits when you ask too many questions, okay? When it is your own intuition that you are listening to, and you don't owe anyone anything. You owe yourself to look into your own intuition. That's what you owe yourself. But in regards to others, you don't owe them anything. So to completely disregard your own intuition, to trust others over yourself, is what you should not allow that, okay? And anyone expecting that, you should not allow that behavior as well. I think there's times in the past where you've investigated a situation or a person, or you've looked very closely, or you've asked a wrong question only to be taken revenge against you. So this could be something that you're worried about happening again. That revenge, some sort of revenge will be taken upon you for asking the wrong question or asking a question someone doesn't like. But it just feels like all of your questions are dismissed. Like there just absolutely is no seeing eye to eye. There's no like bargaining here. It's like it's totally dismissed and you're treated like a child. So, yeah, I think that this is a situation with this card coming out here that's going to require force for you to get out of it. And by that, I mean you're going to have to stand in your own truth forcefully. Okay, you are going to have to really, really reject anyone who's getting upset with you for asking questions. You're really going to have to not allow others to take revenge on you in any type of way. So this is like watching your back. This is weird, I have to say, pile number 3. This is like weird coming out, all of these together. It's a very weird energy, okay? Like, I don't know why, but I feel like this could be... Why am I getting like cult leader energy? I don't know. This is weird. Let's get another card here. But yeah, like people who expect you to blindly follow them. And if you ask any questions, like they'll take revenge on you. It just reminds me of like culty energy. Okay. We got indirect communication. All right. So yeah, this is... I feel that when you ask questions, when you try to look at things more closely, your questions are not answered, okay? There's avoidance there. And I think that also when you do this, you are avoided by the people around you. They avoid you for some time as punishment or as revenge. And I also feel like it's like they won't speak to you directly, or they won't like say your name or mention you. It's like they speak to you indirectly or through other people as like some sort of like revenge energy. So this is extremely unhealthy. So they kind of make you feel like an outcast just for like thinking for yourself or trying to. And so Spirit is saying you shouldn't allow that anymore. If someone's making you feel outcasted, if they're like taking revenge on you for not blindly following them or what they're saying or what they want you to do, they might not have your best interest at heart. And again, Spirit's reminding you to trust yourself, trust your intuition over others. Because other people can lie. Your intuition isn't going to lie. Your intuition's never going to lie to you. But other people will, okay? All right, so let's get another card here for you, group number 3. The investigator. That's what you are. Maybe you're meant to be like an investigator, a private investigator. It's just a thought. Okay, so you're afraid you won't be accepted. You're afraid you're going to be outcasted. You're afraid that, yeah, that's what I'm seeing. But you know what? Spirit is saying you don't actually need these people around you if they make you feel this way. And You are someone who is meant to experience true love in your lifetime. You are someone who's meant to experience true belonging, true love. Okay, and this situation that you're in now, these people could possibly be holding you back from that. All right, so that is a special message for you, an extra message for you that's coming through. But yeah, if you're worried about being outcasted, labeled a name or traits that don't fit you, if you're worried about people avoiding you because of it or not speaking to you, Spirit's saying, so what? So what? You have true love coming to you. And this situation could be the only thing that has been holding you back from true love this whole time. Okay, so you should never allow someone to make you, try to force you to trust them over your own intuition. That's something you should not ever allow from others. That is a red flag. Okay, so let's get another card. So we have rage. Why do I feel like the people around you are rageful and you're afraid that they are going to take revenge on you? Okay, they don't know how to communicate when they are angry. It's like they get very angry and like they rage. This is completely unhealthy. This could be a love partner, a love relationship that you're not allowed to ask questions about. You're not allowed to ask them questions. They just expect you to blindly follow them and trust them. Okay, and if you ask too many questions, it's like they label you, they call you names, they avoid you, they won't speak to you directly as payback or as revenge, or they like go into a rage at you. Okay, so Spirit's saying you should not allow this behavior anymore. Spirit wants you to know that if you are dealing with that, this is not true love. But true love will be yours in this lifetime. But true love cannot come in. Okay, while someone like this, if you're in a relationship with this person I just mentioned, okay, they are keeping that light at bay. They are keeping that true love from coming in. But I can see that you're meant to have true love in this lifetime. So that's absolutely something that you should not worry about, because this person or these people may not even know how to show or express true love, even if they did truly love you, right? Like they might not even know how to express that. And I feel like this is not your soulmate. If this is a love relationship, this is borderline abusive, and you shouldn't allow that. Okay, so there's a lot of help that you can get. Okay, there's hotlines that you can call, and I strongly suggest that you do call one if you are struggling with an abusive relationship that you want to get out of. Okay, but do not allow that. So yeah, don't allow someone to not allow you to ask questions, to try to make you follow them, trust them, believe them blindly, even over your own intuition. And don't allow yourself to be in fear of payback or revenge for asking a question. Okay, so that's the reading that I have for you, group number 3. Thank you so much for joining me. If you would like to help support my channel, you can share the video, subscribe, leave me a comment down below. Let me know if it was helpful, if it resonated, and I will talk to you later. Bye.